hold up and what it is the day and the national day of.
You wake up, stumble out bed to the kitchen to make
Your
your first cup of coffee, your first of
Just
many.
had it. Double shot of espresso. I
You
told you.
scramble, find the remote to turn the TV on and see what's been happening around the world while you have been asleep. If that
is what you call last.
It's tossing and turning, struggling to catch a few Z's, only to find out that the world is in even more chaos than before. You laid your head down last night, now you only know there's only one place for you to visit before you go insane. One asks what that even is, so you turn on the best show to help make sense of it, and that is the Panic and Rehab Show, where you're reminded of all the noise. It's just that noise that they want you to panic over. Watching Panic and Rehab so eases your mind and heart, and will make you even noise before the end of the Now you're done with your third cup of coffee and ready to face the world. But we all know when you wake up again in the morning and you turn on the news, you will need your daily dose of the Panic and Rehab Show. To remind you that the sun did rise and it will set, and all these other problems in the world will come and go, which is what you are reminded of as long as you tune in. And yours the Panic and Rehab
All right. Got to get the right deal. There we go. Good morning, Tony.
What is going on?
Everybody else tuning in, appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is the Panic and Rehab Show. This is where you come to get away from the craziness
All
of
the noise,
world.
like the song said.
Yep. You come here to find out.
Get rid of that. Get away
birthdays.
from that insanity we just had. Oh,
Yep. We tell you a little history. We talk about a few famous birthdays, and we talk about national events, the days, National Day of whatever. And I think we will play, we don't normally play music on this, but I think at the end of the show, we'll play a song from an album release that we just did the release on Friday night. because it was the 51st year anniversary of the Battle of Kotang.
There's
There.
Purple Wolf.
What's that?
There's Purple Wolf
Oh,
in the
yep.
chat.
Well, we're talking about her too, so so we will play that at the end in honor of the 51st anniversary of that battle. And I may try to, if I had her email address, I would email her a link and she maybe can explain it as good as like Larry can of what happened that day, because it's very significant. And with me and my short memory,
I believe it was Ancient Aliens. Oh my God, really? I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
And straight up, that's what remember. I answered in the chat when you asked if it was Ancient Aliens. I'm like, yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, and for those who don't know what we're talking about, we just got off of a 7-hour podcast. Not my longest, not my shortest, obviously, but
no sleep.
And we had a debate, non-debate. You can't debate if you can't defend your point of view. Instead of, oh God, you just don't see it. You can't see it. You're stupid. You can't see it. That's not a debate. You got to give evidence. You got to give facts.
Right. I mean, calling people stupid and and saying they're blind or they're brainwashed. That's all the stuff that she was saying. Is that we were brainwashed, we're blind, we're stupid. We don't know what we're talking about. She didn't. But, she couldn't even come up with any real facts.
No, but Purple Wolf, that may be in the Book of Enoch. It talks about free power. But is it free power to the masses, or just somebody who had the ability to put together the things that? What free power are we talking about? I mean,
our
energy. It's basically free energy. I mean, we all can like start a fire to warm the house. That's energy.
Well, I mean, Tesla's tower would have provided free electricity. That was his intention, and he proved that it worked.
Right.
His tower, had it not been pulled out, the plug been pulled out from under him, it would have provided free power to millions of people, and it could be replicated. He wasn't going to keep that as proprietary information. He was going to give that out to the masses. It could be replicated all around the world.
But if she would have said that, she would have had I don't want to call it an argument, but she would have had a defendable debate
position.
Position, exactly. Instead of going all the way back to the times of the Egyptians and stuff like that. I mean, we do know they had like that little light that they created, the materials they put together in those clay pots.
The Baghdad battery. I mean, The actual use for the Baghdad battery, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. The ancient Egyptians, they worshipped a lot of gods. Okay, and they had various temples around, and they had these golden statues of their gods.
Tony, they didn't worship me.
Do what?
They didn't worship me.
They didn't worship me either, but they did worship cats and dogs and all kinds of stuff. But they had a lot of gods, and they had these temples, and so they would have their golden statues of their god. Well, the Baghdad battery would provide enough electricity, causing a small electrical shock. They would hook that up to these statues, and they would if you want to feel the power of our God, you just step up to the altar and touch the statue. And they would walk up and they touch it and they would get that electrical shock. Oh, wow. Oh, well, I got to worship this God, etc. They played a lot of tricks. They knew a lot of physics and engineering. They played a lot of tricks on the ignorant masses. So I mean, and yes, they did actually create a light, and they did actually do brain surgery. They did um, oral surgery and etc. They did lots of really awesome stuff, and that knowledge was lost a long time ago. We had to rediscover it. So, um, but I mean, what she was spewing on that podcast was insanity. I mean, literal insanity. And she couldn't, just like most leftists. And I'm not saying that she's necessarily a leftist, um, but she's been led astray. Just like most leftists or globalists, when you start addressing the thing that she's talking about, she moves the goalpost and starts talking about something else. But what about this? But what about that? But what about this?
Right. And I
Yeah,
agree. She kept
you
moving the
can't debate like
goalpost.
that. You can't debate like that. You know? So,
Yeah.
but
So
anyway,
we'll get to what
anyway,
our show is about here. That the
exactly.
only thing I can tell you about that, everybody, is go to The World is in Chaos on my website, on Rumble and YouTube, and watch it. It's
Right.
entertaining.
It's insanity what it is. But we came through it. We're here. 7 hours later.
We survived.
Right.
All right. So I emailed you that. If you want to come on and just hang out with us, I sent you the email to the link. Um, Tony, can you see all the things on the side, like where me and you are, the little circles on the side?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going to jump over this other screen because I can't read this. So, famous birthdays today, Tony.
I could see Janet Jackson.
But you know what? This is even wrong. This is yesterday.
Oh
Hold on,
wow. Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I see that May 16th. That is the wrong date.
It is
You're
the
two
wrong
days
date.
behind.
I thought I did that. I thought I had. Well, never mind. It don't matter. Here we go. I'm going to fix that.
Yeah, just skip forward to
As
today.
as T Skill says, at our age, technical difficulties will happen. So let me
Oh,
skip forward.
yeah, he does so well at getting all the information and stuff like that. I mean, you every time he is on the air, he's got like 3 4 inch thick folders of information about whatever it is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Dude,
He
man,
likes looking that stuff up. That's for sure.
uh, I mean, I'm pretty good at doing research. I've got folders and stuff myself. But I don't I don't enjoy it, and he seems to really enjoy doing research. You
Oh,
know,
it's like pulling teeth for me, man. And the problem is now, like when I sit and like when I'm on your podcast and I'm listening to you talk, I absorb that kind of stuff easier when I'm hearing you speak it than if I had to sit there and read that
and
same
read it.
article.
Yeah.
It's still
You're
going
back on
to,
May 16th.
but I put in today.
Um,
What the hell's the deal here? Hang on, this what's going on? Technical difficulties.
right. We are experiencing technical difficulties, everyone.
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it one time. What the fuck?
Right. Oh, I'll throw a dart. Oh, I don't have a dart set. Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. You can see it on my show. Literally every time I have some kind of technical issues. I mean, it's, but then, I did. If I learned anything from gaming, it's this: if you're not encountering some sort of obstacle, if you're not, you know, getting bad guys coming at you and things thrown in your path and technical difficulties and stuff like that, you're not going the right direction. You know, you need to change your direction and go back and find where you went off of the path, you know, and go in the right direction. You know, I learned
Uh,
that. I play a lot of RPGs back in the day, you know,
cool.
and you know, that's
So
the main lesson I took from it.
that's yeah, I get what you're saying. So now we're on the right path. Famous
Yeah,
birthdays
yeah, we
today.
got it. Uh
Tina
oh,
Fey. Tina Fey.
right?
Yeah,
Tina
I mean
Fey.
she's a little leftist, but I also like her on the SNL and the movies that she's made.
Yeah, I have a unique ability. I don't think it's like totally 100% unique. There's other people with the ability, but I can compartmentalize. I can. There are certain actors, actresses, musicians, etc., that I can separate their art from their politics, unless they put their politics in their art. Then I can't
I
separate.
I can too until they get up and accept an award, and that's all they want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't even watch the award shows.
But I mean, like if they, I watched the clippets. You know what I mean? It's like Robert De Niro, great actor, but he won't shut the
He,
fuck up about
well,
Trump.
be honest. Be honest. What has Robert De Niro done lately?
Lately,
Absolutely
nothing,
nothing in a
nothing.
long
Right?
time.
Yeah,
He's a
you're right.
has been. Now he is one of the greats from way back. Okay, he's a legend in his own mind. I mean, um,
Yeah.
he he is one of the greats from way back. I have much respect for the movies and etc. that he did.
Right.
Okay, but to be honest, he hasn't done anything significant in a long time, and
You're right.
you know,
You're right.
and he's a has been running around in his elevator shoes, and I'm not joking.
Yep.
Running around in his elevator shoes, and you know, talk about Trump and just being a mook. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
So, so a funny fact about Tina Fey. Tina Fey proved that sarcasm can absolutely become a career path.
true,
True.
true.
Yes. And here's now this. Now I met George Strait. George Strait, born in 1952 on this day. Uh, you know, because I used to change semi tires and I used to run a road service deal, and I changed that.
Yeah,
It was a tour bus that was heading west out on I-70 just outside of Springfield, and I went there and I didn't pay attention to what was on the side of the bus or nothing, so I didn't know who was in the bus because it was dark as hell out, and I was remounting the tire. Because I had to put a new tire on it because the old one was shredded. But anyways, I was
yeah.
remounting the tire, and some guy comes out of the bus and starts walking. And all I seen was a silhouette, cowboy hat and all. And he walks up to me and starts talking to me, and I recognize that voice instantly. And I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm talking to George Strait.
Right,
And
right.
he sat there and talked to me the whole time till I got it bolted back up all the way till I got the jack. He got it down off the jack, and he thanked me and everything, and then he handed me $100 bill.
Right.
You know, and
I
that didn't have
traded
nothing to
guitar
do with
picks
the
with him.
huh.
I traded guitar picks with him. He did a show down here, and um, well, you know, I made a point always when I went to shows, I would carry a pocket full of my guitar picks that I've signed on the back of it, and it's my way of getting their attention. I'll hand them a guitar pick, and when they look at it, they see my signature on there. They look at it all kind of confused. I would tell them, keep that; it'll be worth money someday. And it always cracks them up, and they usually they'll sign a pick and hand it back to me. Well, he just handed me the pick that he had in his hand. He didn't sign it. I tried to catch him later, but I wasn't quick enough. to get the autograph.
Watchmen. We don't know what happened to Lynn. She was listening to that last song that I played, and she just left the room.
Yeah, she just dipped. She just dipped out.
I think she honestly likes my music, though. I really do. So she may have passed out. I don't know. She made one comment in the chat room, and it's the last we heard of her.
Yep.
So, see, fun fact about George. George Strait has so many hits that country music basically runs on him. I don't know what the hell that means.
He's the thing that keeps country music going because he's got so many hits.
Oh yeah, I get. Okay, I get.
That's what they're trying to say.
They're saying, yeah, the radio is nothing without him.
Country radio, anyway.
Country. Well, that's where he plays. Yeah, because they're right, Tony. All through the '80s, every year he had at least one hit, sometimes two.
Oh yeah.
Through the entire '80s and part of the '90s. Yeah, so yeah, they're correct on that. So in this day, in 1946, Reggie Jackson was born.
Right,
so,
right, yeah.
Reggie, Hall of Fame slugger, named Mr. October. Sounds like
right.
He's a like does a porn calendar or something. I don't know.
Yngwie Malmsteen. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. Oh my God.
So Reggie Jackson hit baseballs like they personally offended him. Yeah, because he was like the home run king here for a long time, wasn't he?
Right, yeah.
So that's pretty good.
He was most definitely one of the greats.
So, and I don't know this person here, but Rick Wakeman, born in 1949 on this day. He's a keyboard wizard from the band Yes. Well, I know the band.
I remember Yes.
I just don't remember him. But so Rick Wakeman looked at a regular keyboards and decided one simply wasn't enough. Yeah, I guess that's right. He was the guy that had he had multiple keyboards surrounding him, like on both sides and in front of him.
Yeah, he kind of made him a little house out of keyboards.
Yeah, just a little house. What's amazing is he could play them all. You know what I mean? Go from one to the next. And see, Watchman says my son caught two picks that
Yngwie Malmsteen. Yngwie Malmsteen. That's how you pronounce that.
Okay. Who the hell is it?
He's one of the baddest guitar players in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, who do you play with?
Well, Rising Force, that was his band. Yngwie Malmsteen and Rising Force. Before that was a band called Steeler.
So far, I'm lost. I mean, if he's one of the baddest guitarists, I'd like to hear
heavy metal.
Heavy metal,
so probably not in your wheelhouse.
Well, no. I listen a little bit of everything. I just never heard I've never heard of the band that you're saying that he was in, or probably fronted, more than likely. But I would like to hear some of his stuff sometime. Not now, because we got stuff to talk about.
I could send you some stuff.
Send it to me. Watchman, he probably find something to send me too.
Oh, I can guarantee you, Watchman could probably quickly pull you up some Yngwie Malmsteen.
Well, I can tell you right now, my email address is not accepting any emails right now, so I got to fix that today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that happened before. Somebody hacked my shit. Somebody hacked my stuff not too long ago and told me that they hacked my system and they got into my browser history and said that if I didn't pay them a certain amount of money, they were going to release it to every social media outlet and all my friends, so people know what I really look at in my browse history. And I read that and I was like, go ahead, you stupid fuck. I don't look at nothing except for
see, when they say things like that, it proves that they didn't get into nothing.
Right, because there's nothing in there. All I do is look up. I just look up historical events and news.
Right. It, it,
Dumbass.
it
It
simply
was
it simply
funny.
proves they didn't get nothing because
Yeah.
what they're expecting is you're gonna, oh my god, what that porn that I watched that one time, and
I'm damn near 61 years old. Do you think I give a shit about any porn? Psh,
I got a
yeah.
wife, I don't need it.
You know what I need. What I'd like to get up every now and then is that's my fucking ass out of the chair.
Right.
But anyways, oh, here's a significant event in history, Tony. In
Oh
1980,
yeah,
Mount St. Helen erupts.
I remember that.
Yeah, I had a friend that he rode him and a bunch of his buddies. They wasn't a motorcycle gang or whatever, or club. It wasn't a motorcycle club, but they all rode bikes together. They take like long weekends, and they rode their motorcycles across country just to go check this out.
Right, right.
I said, "There's no damn way that I'm going to ride." And we're not talking no big old comfortable Harley either. He was
Oh
riding a
no,
Kawasaki.
no.
He was riding a Kawasaki 900, man.
Right.
There's no way. But he did have that cruise control, which ain't nothing but a little clamp.
Right.
And you put the throttle where you want it, then you push this little lever down, and it holds the throttle
Yeah, it
because it
holds it.
clamps it
Yeah.
to the handlebar. I was like, yeah, but damn. So
My
yeah, I couldn't do
dad,
that.
my dad had what was it? A Triumph that it didn't have that little clamp, but when he was riding, he could get it to a certain point on the throttle and it would stick. And he called
Yeah,
that his cruise control. It
that's
just
pretty cool.
naturally would stick at a certain point, and then he just let go. He had this famous thing that he used to do. Everybody thought it was cool as hell. Um, he the bridge in Jacksonville, Florida, over the St. Johns River. He would get to the beginning of it, and he'd get that throttle in that spot, and it would stick. And he would stand up with one foot on his seat and one foot on his tank, and put his hands out to either side like that, and go all the way over the bridge to the other side.
Yeah. Now matter of fact, one of these, I think I got it in my computer somewhere in my laptop. Uh, I'll show you a picture of the Triumph I used to have, a chopper, the heavy metal flake flames,
Right, right. Yeah,
chromed
he
out,
had a
all. I mean, it was pretty decent looking chopper.
yeah, he had a Triumph Trident 750. Now, what's wrong with that statement?
Your mic's muffling in there, but
As a what's wrong with that statement? He had a Triumph Trident 750.
well, I don't know of any 750s.
Triumph didn't make a Trident 750,
That's what I don't know of it.
but
That's what I said. I don't know of any.
but he had one. it was a prototype,
Oh, okay.
and he got a hold of it, and he would tell people all the time, "Is a Triumph Trident 750?" They go, "Well, Triumph don't make a 750 Trident."
Yeah,
Well, it
mine
was
was a 72 Triumph 2-cylinder 650 is what mine was.
right, right,
But but I got a 96 Triumph 900
right, right.
that I can't ride because they're my physical problems. But I've
Yeah,
got it, and it's going up for sale this summer. So
yeah. Have you rode your trike yet?
I've set on it. I haven't had a chance to. We got the battery charged up because we had it got like we it came with 3 batteries because the guy couldn't
Yeah,
remember which one was good. So we had to charge each one of them up till we found out which one was good. So now I got to
right,
install it either today or tomorrow. I'm going to put the battery in it, and I mean I've heard it run and all that, and they rode it,
right,
but
right.
just around their yard, I need to get it to where I can put a tag on it, cruise
Right,
that bad
right. Get
boy
it on
down
the
the
road and
street.
blow those cobwebs out of it.
Yep. And it sounds good because it's a big old Kawasaki 1400.
Right, right.
It's a big bike, so we'll see. So Mount St. Helens, 1980 erupts, devastating the surrounding area. They made a
Hmm.
movie about that too. It's one of
Yeah,
America's
yeah.
most famous volcano eruptions. Yeah, because people didn't. They thought they were going to get a good view to watch the damn thing erupt, and they were
Right.
even a mile away. They were still too close.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it
Like,
was it was a big explosion. I remember that.
yeah,
That was a significant event during my lifetime.
yeah, oh
Of
yeah, mine too. Yep,
course,
yep,
like Steven Tyler said, half my life's in books written pages. You know.
yeah. So I don't know if you've been reading chat. So uh, Danielle says she's driving. She'll try to get on with this when she gets home. Now, Watchman says Rudy Sarzo was playing bass for. You better say his name because I
Ingve.
Yingge
Ingve.
Ingve like V
Ingve.
Ingve.
There you go. Now just say
Man,
it fast.
well, nobody would ever know that that's how that's pronounced by looking at how it's spelled. My wife and I talked to him for a minute. Really down to earth. He played with Ozzy and Randy
Uh-huh.
at Alcatraz. Okay, he played neoclassical and electric guitar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm interested in hearing some of that. I really am. So, well, this day in
There's your tip.
1804, Napoleon Bonaparte becomes Emperor of France.
Yep.
That's when they decided to send the devil over to us, but it took them years later to do it. That's when they devised the plan. But
Yep. Yep.
it's one of history's greatest military minds. Still lost a battle to rat. Oh, remember that?
He had
The battle of the rabbits.
Yeah, yeah. He had the world's largest case of short man syndrome.
He did. Yep. And people always wondered why he stuck his hand in that pouch, and when all of his pictures that he had portraits done, he had like a skin condition, and he was always scratching that area on his body. I don't know if you ever seen that. That's like one of the fun facts in history about Napoleon
Right. Right.
Bonaparte.
Yeah, skin conditions were really common back then. And they were actually pretty bad.
Yep.
I
So,
mean, there were a lot of historical figures actually had to take special medicinal baths because of their severe skin conditions.
oh yeah, and they took baths in like goat's milk or something, and you know, because they had this idea that milk was kind of like how we use skin cream today.
Right,
That's how
right.
that's how they bathed in milk because it supposedly did the same thing to your skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the best things to soothe a skin condition is oatmeal.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too. But yeah, what do I know, Tony? I'm stupid.
Right?
So so this day, Tony, in 1927, Grauman's Chinese Theater opens in Hollywood. Hollywood!
Yep,
One of
yep.
Hollywood's most iconic theaters officially opened. Now, isn't this where they started to do the Walk of Fame, the stars? Oh,
Yeah.
and the handprints in the main area in the entrance of the theater. All the uh, concrete blocks looks like tiles or whatever.
Hmm.
Every one of them has like handprints and famous people signing their names. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's all right out in front. I've been there.
right, it's
Mm.
not the actual sidewalk, but the sidewalk of stars is in front of it. But this is the actual walkway going up into the theater.
Mhm.
I'd like to see that. But there's so many things in California that one would like to see. But damn, their politics there is horrible.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, not and not even just their politics, but their, their laws and the and the way they take care of their state. I mean,
Yeah,
even if you ignore, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and all that, even if you ignore all of that, I mean, they don't enforce their laws. They don't. I mean, they don't take care of their cities.
yeah,
It's
exactly. It wouldn't be an enjoyable visit because of all that.
right. Right. A long time ago, they used to actually have pride in their cities and et cetera. I mean, and it was actually a great place to go visit. I mean, back when I visited, it was a really nice place to go, for vacation or whatever.
Yeah, it's like one of those places. It's a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's Danny.
Danielle, you
I
don't
look
know
like crap.
shit. You don't know shit.
Yeah, none of us know shit. We're all stupid.
Sorry about that. I figured you'd remember that.
That was I swear I think I lost brain cells.
Right, right. We are all
However,
dumber for having gone through that.
Hey, watch,
however,
watch. Yeah,
after we ended that, that still stuck with me because I'm sitting there like, so much of what she said I've heard before, but where did I hear it? And it just kind of like stuck and irritated me. Like, where? I know I've heard that same story before. Where? And then
she
it
was
finally hit me.
where?
And I remembered making the comment to Tony in the private chat. I'm like, oh dear lord, that's exactly where that came from. The whole spiel.
Ancient aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. So, Watchman dropped a link to that guitarist. We
Ingve,
may,
yeah.
yeah, we may get to that here in a little bit. And so, mind y'all, those amps is his, and the hand and the garment is Masonic signs. Lots of painting of leaders. Yeah, but I'm talking about Napoleon himself.
Yeah.
I, I
He
I read where
actually
he had a
had
skin condition, and he liked that because he could scratch his skin right there where it's irritated on his gut.
yeah, he actually had a condition. So he
Yeah,
had and like I said, he had the world's largest case of short man syndrome.
yeah, and you can. I have a hidden hand, but I don't want to talk about it.
I hear you. I hear you. A watchman said that Lynn is a hippie chick, so
Which is fine.
I
Watchman,
mean,
she did fine. She seemed like a sweet lady. It's just that when you asked her a question to just, you know, um, what I said, prove, you got another word for it, Tony, her position on something, to, to give me something I can look up, give me a time, an event,
right, right.
a book, an article, something that was possible to, for her to defend her position. And then she would just say, well, if you don't know this, you guys are brainwashed. Well, if I knew it, I wouldn't be asking the question. I was trying to find out real information from you. Anyways, sweet enough when we wasn't talking about the Jews.
Yeah,
So
can I clarify something real quick?
absolutely.
Sure.
I did not mean to be rude when I jumped in. I had been sitting there listening to her literally attack Briggs for I don't know how long. And then Briggs totally misunderstood a couple of my comments. I want to correct that because I don't like anybody thinking I said something that I didn't. And then she
Right.
started on me started on him while I was there. and I am not one to put up with that crap. I had enough of her attacking him just simply because of his face and that he's trying to her. You know, I know what you have told me about him before, but to me, he was legitimately trying to be nice.
He was.
And he and explain to her and educate her, and she wouldn't freaking listen, and I'd had it with her.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
was about the time
Yeah.
that Tony walked in when I
And that
lost
was,
my cool with her.
yeah.
Well,
And Tony getting there was just completely coincidental. It wasn't
yeah.
like he was brought in there because two women were about to talk to each other.
Oh, I
See,
knew
No,
that.
no.
Brittany took that
I
wrong.
had
You
I had
guys,
literally sat and listened to the Briggs situation with her, and then the next thing I know, I'm hearing you and her go at it, and I just kind of when he popped that link up and said come in, I had to say something. Um
I had by that point I had already had it with her. And then what was even funnier was I just muted my mic and she pushes you to the point where she had me when I blew up on her. And
right,
everybody in that room made the exact same point that I was going to. And I'm
right.
just like, okay, so it's not just me that's had it with this chick.
right? With Briggs is our resident Mr. Asshole, but you can't blame him. Even let's say everything you said is true about the group of people that's doing these things. He's just one person in America, born here, just doing his job, you know, buying his cars, doing his little hobbies, just living life as a regular American. And just because his affiliation to his religion, all of a
Watchman
sudden,
says Watchman says he thinks she may have had a few glasses of wine.
you
Here's
know
the
that,
other thing. In
Oh,
America, we have freedom of religion.
yeah, which is true. There's only one group that doesn't fall under that the
yeah, they don't
masses
qualify.
try to act like, hey, but this ain't the platform for all this, guys.
Right.
We don't want to get the people who come here who just want to get away and listen to something
Yeah,
silly.
yeah.
So I'm glad you're here, Danielle, because this is what we do on Panic and Rehab. We talk about special birthdays and events, and then we make fun of this stuff if there's something to make fun of. And so you could be here now. You got to come with your A game. You gotta think of something smart ass to say about something if you think it's a silly, because there is some silly stuff that pops up.
Oh yeah, we do
Have
get some really out there stuff sometimes.
have
Now
you
now
met
this, yeah, I think you can handle it. We just got to remember she has a delay in her
Yeah,
internet,
yeah.
so we have to make sure that we don't we give her an opportunity, which is a gap for her to start talking to reply to us. But real quick, in this day in 1652, Rhode Island passes America's first anti-slavery law.
That's right.
1652.
Yeah.
That's
Way back.
way back. Damn.
Yeah,
I
they
did
were
not know that, Tony.
they were actually one of the first to pass
The
anti-slavery laws.
the first.
So
Did you know that, Danielle?
I did not.
Yeah, so funny thing, even in the 1600s, somebody had enough common sense to realize that slavery was a terrible idea. Well, I don't see where that's funny, but they're claiming that's a funny thing. Uh,
Imagine
so
that.
imagine. Apparently, it didn't stick though, because in 1862 or three, that's when we went to war with each other.
yep, yep.
I
So,
could make a comment about that, but I'm not.
well, I mean, according to Lynn, we never fought that war and nobody won.
Right?
That's the comment I was gonna make.
So, the war we had that we never had.
Gonna
So,
say the war we never won.
yeah, like we never won the Revolutionary War. There was a document signed to where England still had
Yeah.
control over us.
Yeah, a declaration.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, a
what. Yeah,
declaration. No, now
Declaration of
what?
Independence.
Now what was done at that fort was a unilateral surrender.
Yeah,
They surrendered, and there was agreement made that they would freaking leave.
I just couldn't remember the name of the fort where it all ended. So that was my thing in my memory. My memory gaps. But I do
Right.
remember that it ended at a fort, and that's what
I
I was
keep
saying.
think I keep thinking Fort Sumter, but I know that's not right.
No,
No,
no.
no. But and that's where they loaded all the English soldiers back on the ships right there in that harbor, and sent them packing back to England. But
Yeah, the
that
agreement was made that they would leave. So,
yeah, but that never happened.
right? I mean,
And then a little bit later, we got a Trojan horse from France.
right? The
I
Statue of
laughed.
Liberty, no less.
I laughed so hard at that.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. If you want to see something bad, that's all you'll see. Is
Mhm.
something. If you want to see something evil, it's all you'll see. If you want to see something racist, that's all you'll see.
Yeah, if you go looking for it, you're going to find it. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's individuals, and some of the stuff they say, I'm sure is true, but they can't be everything everywhere.
right,
I mean, that's a badass group of people if that's the case.
right, for real.
They should have dominated the world a few generations ago. So
Yeah,
we'll do national days now. So
right, right.
today is National
Souffle.
Cheese Souffle Day. I, I think I've had it. I think I've had cheese souffle. Oh,
Since
this
I've had a lot of different kinds of souffles.
yeah, it's because you used to be a chef.
That's right.
What was you gonna say, Danielle?
since when did it become a national day for a cheese souffle?
Oh, you'd be surprised at some of the
Yeah,
national days we talk about.
and they're actually all official national days.
Yeah,
And-
it's
Yeah.
like and like my girlfriend would like this one. It's National No Dirty Dishes Day. So
right?
no matter what, if your dishes are dirty, they're not really dirty. They're no dirty dishes today.
Yeah, Marilyn, that's her day because she can't not do the dishes. I mean, the second I dirty something up, she's on it and doing it. She cannot not do the dishes. I've told her just leave them for a little while. No, she can't do it.
Well, I try to help every now and then, but my back gets to hurting so bad I can't stand there
I
long enough.
can't. I can't stand to do much of anything. I can't
Right.
stand up to do much of anything, especially the stuff that I actually like to cook.
Yeah.
That's why I became a chef. And I actually like to cook, and I can't do it.
Yeah. My left knee swells up so bad. My right ankle swells up so bad. And then it's like my lower back, because I was in that car accident years ago. It was all screwed up. So, but anyways, what about you, Danielle? Do you have no dirty dishes in your sink today?
At the moment, no, but I'm sure that'll change by the end of the day.
It can't change. Even if they're dirty, they're not dirty. Remember
Let the dog lick them. Put them back in the cabinet.
that. I seen that on a movie one time. Somebody, they're like college roommates or whatever, and they had a dog, and that's what the dude did. He's like he slid the plate down and let the dog clean it all off, and then one of their girlfriends or whatever was putting stuff away, and she didn't even realize that dish had been licked up by a dog. And the guy noticed it, and he had that mischievous look on his face as he walked out of the room. I was like, that's fucked up. So,
Hey,
anyways, yes.
whatever works, man.
Oh yeah, whatever works. Yeah, it looked good. I mean, I
Right?
so today is also Visit Your Relatives Day.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well with me, it's not gonna happen.
Right, right.
I mean, I'll see one of my brothers tomorrow, so I can wait another. No, not tomorrow.
I
Wednesday.
don't
Today's
have
Thursday.
any relatives close enough for me to visit. I don't own a car, so I can't like
Right.
go to them, you know.
And Danielle lives with her uncle, so she's guaranteed to see a relative today.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know. Now, how many other relatives do you have down there where you live?
But I actually,
You cut out. You said something about you actually like. Is that what you're gonna say? Hello. Did you die out on us?
She may have lost audio or something.
Yeah, it's hard to. I can't tell on this deal. Let's
Right?
see. See, they have they are subversive. They get other badass people to fight for them. And you know, and I'm not saying they don't. We're back to that other topic real quick. I
Right.
just think that for everything in history they orchestrated, they should be dominating the entire world by now. Are you back with us, Danielle?
I think. Hear me?
Yep, I hear you just fine.
Okay. Did I actually see my younger brother? That
Okay,
Okay.
is that the only one besides your uncle that's close to you?
no,
Oh, that's the only one that you don't mind visiting.
uh,
Yeah.
Okay, yo,
Yeah. That for that other subject there that we were talking about, it is actually logistically impossible that they are literally the the uh purveyors of everything that is wrong in the world, you know, through all time and into the future. You
yeah,
know,
because you think, Tony, they would have manipulated the world to get them a better piece of land to live on.
and also Bibi Netanyahu, who is the main person that I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with the Israelites, and I don't have a problem with the Jews. By the way, those are two very different things.
They are different,
Um,
yes.
but I don't have a problem with either of them. I have a problem with Bibi Netanyahu and his cronies. You know,
Right. I don't have a
the
problem with
man is
individuals.
not even an Israelite. He's a Polak. He's from Poland. I so I mean, but I have issue with him. But anyway, my point is he actually made an announcement that Israel is going to start weaning themselves off of American military and financial aid. You know, so
Sure is.
and he said we're going to start immediately. He said in the future, anything that they do with the United States, it's going to be as a partnership where they hold up their side, as far as they pull their own weight and we pull our own weight. Um,
We'll see.
so I mean, if he does that, now
Yeah.
he has not kept his word very much at all in the past, but he may be being pushed to make this effort. Um,
Yeah,
so we'll have to see.
there's a
They
first for everything.
you know that he is not the ultimate leader of Israel, right?
Right.
You know,
No, he,
so
they
he has to answer.
yeah, they
Uh,
have like a
and
split party system.
well, yeah, not only that, but they do. I don't know if they call it a president or what. They do have a supreme, basically a supreme leader. You know,
Yeah. Well,
that
I thought on this last election though, Tony, that they had to split the
he's
duties.
yeah, they do,
Okay.
and he's prime minister. He's the guy.
Right.
He is the guy in charge of the military. That's what he is.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
plus a lot of people think they did all this to keep him empowered, so you don't have to go and face his charges and
oh
possibly
yeah,
be put.
he is going to eventually face charges. I mean, and it was suggested that he be given a pardon, and that's not happening. So he is going to face charges eventually. You know,
Yeah. Well, that's over there.
right?
Today, we is also International Museum Day. And I don't know how many museums you guys have been to. I've only been to two.
I used to go to museums every chance I got. Go up to the museum in various museums in Atlanta, museums in Macon. When I was down in Florida, I would go all over the place to museums. And in my travels, I always visited museums. You learn a lot in those places.
What about you? What about you, Danielle?
I've been to a few. I actually have to like going to museums. Then again, I'm also that weird person that likes learning the random weird bits of history to different places that nobody really wants to talk about.
Yeah, now I have been to a prehistoric museum over in Dayton, and it was very fascinating. They had the bones of like the dinosaurs and stuff there, and they had like a big chunk of rock that had like the petrified remains of one of those smaller deals that are super fast that look like the big one, but with the short arms. I can't remember their
Yeah.
exact name. That was fascinating. And it
Yes.
also had other stuff in it too, but it was real. I like that kind of stuff.
Some scientists have the theory. Now, I don't know if they've proven it yet or not. I don't think so, but they have a theory that we have gotten it completely 100% wrong as far as what the dinosaurs actually look like. So,
How's that with the bones? I mean,
well, see, many of the dinosaurs way back in dinosaur era, they share bone structure, etc., with modern animals. There are descendants of them that are
right?
modern animals, much smaller and etc., but they share the same bone structure. And now we look at the modern animal, it looks entirely different to what we have um, have claimed, that the dinosaurs actually looked like.
Or
And a lot of the scientists have actually proposed that various, such as the tyrannosaur, and the triceratops, etc., actually looked much different than what we believe they look. But we'll
Right.
never really know because, well, we didn't live back then.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. And
are you talking about where they're saying that they're thinking that a lot of the dinosaurs actually had feathers instead of
Some of the
tails,
some of
or like like hair?
dinosaurs they believe had feathers. Others, um, such as the Triceratops, they actually believe that the Triceratops was covered in large quills, kind of like a porcupine, only much bigger.
Or had fur?
Possibly fur, but
I, I
uh,
think I think a lot of that is coming from and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Tony, but I think where a lot of that is coming from is where the permafrost is starting to melt. They're finding better preserved,
They are.
essentially dinosaurs.
I can see that.
Um,
Yeah.
like, and it's not just dinosaurs. A lot of prehistoric. Um,
Yeah.
they have
Where
found.
they actually are finding better preserved remains and etc. And it's giving them the idea that we may actually be wrong, but it's also a large part of it is based on the fact of the bone structure, the way the bones are oriented and etc. um, that they're looking at modern animals, you know, and saying, wait a minute, this animal has the same bone structure as that animal, and this animal looks completely different from that animal.
Well,
You know,
they also pulled a perfectly preserved wolf pup up out of the
the
permafrost.
dire wolf.
First
Yeah,
of all,
See, I didn't hear none of this, so
they they
I'm learning
actually
something.
they actually attempted to bring the dire wolf back by
oh, let's not get
combining
started on that.
DNA, but it's not a true dire wolf.
It's
No,
not even close to it.
it's a hybrid, you know,
Are
but
you guys
It-
talking over
It's
each
a
other?
it's a gray wolf that they modified like 14. They made 14 edits, or no, 20 edits over 14 genes. Plus, they spliced in domestic dog to get it to turn white. Now, considering the fact that most of the dire wolf remains that have been found have came from the La Brea tar pits, which render them useless for DNA testing because of the heat from the tar pits, that leaves very few dire wolf remains that they can actually test for DNA to get a complete DNA sequence.
right, you have
As
to have
far
a
as
viable specimen, you know.
as far as I'm aware, they do not have the entire sequence of a dire wolf. We
Well, of
have
course
no
not.
idea.
Well,
We
now,
have no idea what color fur they had.
well, now, I've seen a dire wolf. I've watched Game of Thrones.
Right?
Yeah, that's where the white came from.
I'm sure that is where the idea of the white dire wolf came from. But just like any wolf, wolves came in many colors, you
Yeah,
know, and I would assume that dire wolves are no different. They were just simply a very large species of wolf, you know.
so you're telling me they wasn't real? Damn.
Oh
You
no,
just
they
Dire
can't.
were
wolf.
real. They
You
were
just
real.
can't
They
trust.
existed.
Okay, I was gonna say if I seen it on the Game of Thrones, I thought it had to be true.
Yeah, dire wolves existed.
The
What
ones in Game of Thrones didn't exist.
the
No, but
ones we have now are nothing but genetically modified gray wolves. That's all they
right,
Right,
are.
that's what I was saying.
yeah.
They're not dire wolves. They're hybrid wolves.
Well,
And you know,
and I know. I'm just kidding. Obviously, Game of Thrones was AI generated uh,
right,
wolves. They were massive in that series. They weren't little.
right, and you know the descriptions of the dire wolf, you know, describe them as being massive. You know that's you know where all the legends and everything regarding those wolves came from. You know,
Yeah,
is you know those descriptions in history. You know,
yeah.
so
Okay, so we we got one more uh, national day. I'm gonna love
yeah,
this one.
you'll like this one, James.
Yeah, World Whiskey Day. Oh my God, Whiskey Day. Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna have to get in the freezer. Gonna have to get me a little nip before I go to take my nap. World, you what? I don't know if you drink or not, Danielle, but if you do, what's your favorite drink?
I do not drink very often. But usually I will either crack open a beer or I will mix up the Malibu coconut rum, pineapple juice.
And Tony, you don't drink at all no more, right?
Not anymore. But when I did, my preferred drink was tequila. However, I have been known to belt down a fifth of cinnamon whiskey, such as Fireball.
Ooh, good lord. Now, I'm a Jaeger bomb guy, and but I'll drink a
I never
beer if
did
that's
like
what's available.
Jaeger.
Yeah, but I like Southern Comfort. I like Captain Morgan and Diet Coke. You know, just whatever I feel. I like mudsliders. I like White Russians. I like Bloody Marys. Basically,
Right,
I'm an
right.
alcoholic.
I mean, I've been known to get into Jaeger bombs and tequila rose and straight tequila and Southern Comfort. I've been to get into all that.
You ever drink pickle shots?
No,
You know what it is? They take
there, no,
they
but I
take
don't drink much.
they take pickle juice, that's left over out of a pickle jar. This
Hmm.
is and then they put it and they put a little bit of it in a shot glass, or actually I like mine in a short glass. I like because I get more in a shot, and then they mix tequila in with it, and the pickle juice overpowers. If you don't like the taste of tequila, which I don't, the pickle juice overpowers the flavor of tequila. So you're drinking it. So you if you like pickles, you're thinking, "Oh, this is cool, man. I'm drinking, short glass of pickle juice." And then
Right.
before you know it, it'd be like, what fucking hey? What up? Like you, hey, like, hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, Watchman, that's one of the reasons I don't drink anymore.
Tequila makes me break out of it. Yeah. See, it's like Jaeger. Jaeger is my kryptonite. I'll drink so much of it, I will black out. So I have to watch what I drink. But yeah, so I've had good times on Jaegers, but I've had a few bad times on Jaeger too. So anyway, that'll be a upcoming country song. Couple of those, couple of those good times, bad times
Got
things.
blown up by a Jaeger bomb.
There you go. Yep. I like Watchman's. There is like where he says tequila makes me break out in handcuffs. I'm gonna have to use that with Jaeger bomb. Jaeger bombs make me break out in handcuffs.
Set the tune of Bubba Shot the Jukebox.
Yeah, there we go.
A
You know,
Jaeger bomb terrorist.
I I'm, I'm working on a song now. It's called "Every Dent in My Truck Tells a Story." But some of the stories, they're kind of lengthy. And I think I told the story about how I messed up the tailgate in my truck. Well, actually, it was a Suburban, trying to get somebody's attention.
Yeah.
Because
If you're gonna do a song like that, you choose your shortest and funniest stories regarding that, and
good,
they'll fit the
good
best
Lord,
into a song.
man, Tony, I tell you what, buddy, all my dents it
Ooh.
never was in one truck. Like I had an S10. I had a crunch front left fender for a certain reason I'm not getting into right now. You know, I had my Suburban. I busted in the entire rear tail section of it. I'm not getting into it why right now. I had one truck. I had to put a big ass dent in the door. Like I said, I'm not going to get into the story right now. So I mean, I got these stories, and it would take. It should be a short series movie or something instead of a song. That's the hardest thing to do is take some of my night out at the bar stories and shorten them up to make a song. That was kind of hard to do. I'll get there.
It turned out funny as all get out, though. Especially when you know the story behind it.
Yeah, and see, like Tony, he heard the original version of it the first time I ever told it, And so he knew the story. So I know when he heard the song, he knew exactly what I was saying.
Well, you watched me
Yep.
bust out laughing when you played Chris.
Yeah. Oh man, because if I get some more songs out there similar to that, the stuff that's happened to me, you're gonna, all I can say is, guys, you just can't make this shit up. You just can't.
Nope.
Yeah, most of my drunken stories I can't repeat on YouTube. So
Okay, well that explains why he had to get 4 of his toes amputated then. Sorry, random. I was reading chat.
No, no, you're fine. Yeah, yeah. Watchmen.
I do it too.
Yeah,
Oh wait
always
a minute,
I
use.
do it too.
I
Go ahead.
read the first one and I'm like, how? And then he put the second one in there. It's like, well, yeah, that explains that.
I tell you what, Danielle, when you're on these live streams, whether you ever do your own or you're just hanging out with Larry or me or both or me and Tony or whatever, always pay attention to the chat room. I'm telling you,
Oh yeah.
because you'll get sometimes you'll get some good answers for something you may not know the answer to. Sometimes you'll get some funny ass comments, and sometimes
I
you'll
have
get Sometimes you get trolls, and I love the trolls as long as they don't get too nasty.
I have gotten some of the best belly laughs from somebody in my chat comes in and just randomly pops up with something it's just hilarious, and I just have to stop, and I'm just sitting there cracking up for a few minutes, and like I tell them, thank you, I needed that. you know
I don't know. I don't know. We share a lot of the same people, so I don't know if one Repub comes into your chat room.
Yeah, yeah. Occasionally, elf
He's got
support.
he's got these
Watchman's been
one.
in there a few times.
Yeah, yeah. Watchman does a lot of. He views a lot of podcasting. That's for sure. Uh, but one Repub spends his entire time in chat room with one-liners. It's hilarious, and he's sarcastic. He's funny. He's also right when he wants to be right when he makes a comment about something. But he adds that sarcasm in there. Kind of like my country song when that cop asked me if I'd been drinking. I said, "Are you serious?" Because he said you drinking? I said, "Yeah." He said, "You gonna be driving your truck?" And I said, "Well, I was, but not now." So in the song, and I said, "Have you been drinking? You gonna drive your truck?" And I said, "Well, yes to both. You're Sherlock Holmes. You're on fire tonight." And he puffed up in my face, and that's when I thought I was going to have my Miranda rights read to me right then and there, because sarcasm he did not like. So it was. I like sarcasm. I don't know about you guys.
Well, yeah, it comes in handy quite a lot, but
Yeah,
not the best thing when dealing with law enforcement,
I've learned that over the years, but it took a while.
right?
You know,
Here's
I've
my
learned it
problem.
from experience myself. So,
what's that,
Here's
Danielle?
my problem. Here's my problem. I grew up in a family that were all sarcastic. Get out. So it just comes second nature to me, and half the time I don't even realize I'm doing it, which is completely
Yeah, see, you're right, and it comes natural to me. I do have. I think I'm going to shelf the dent in a truck idea for a little bit. I am going to write a song about the night I got a gun pulled on me for pissing in the bushes.
Oh wow, that's gonna be hilarious. Like I don't even know the full story to that.
Tony does. Here, I'll give you the gist of it. So, uh, it was
Wait a minute,
me,
wait a
my
minute, wait a
brother.
minute. Is this you guys were in the drive-through and the cop busted you and you were the only sober one
Yes,
in the vehicle? Yes, I do know
yes,
this.
yes. And so I think I'll write a song about that.
That's gonna be hilarious.
Yes, yes, it will. But I got to be able to do it because I was very belligerent with the language and shit that night. Because, first of all, it shocked me. I got it. They pull out a gun, And I know why they was pulling us over, but we were already parked at the gas station when I got out of the car door, and to get a gun pulled on you because I knew it was about pissing in the bushes. I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on here? And I said, are you kidding me? And I, I don't know, something just clicked in my head, and I started motherfucking them.
Right.
Yeah, so, but
But
the most
Watchmen,
hilarious, huh?
Watchmen, yeah, my audio probably is breaking up. There's not much I can do about it. It's my internet connection. I live out in the country.
Yeah, it is. But get that devil Starlink, you'll be good. It's
Right,
Starlink's
right.
evil.
Yeah, it's evil, pure evil.
It's let me tell you something. It's 6G, and you'll get it just as good out in the country as anybody that would get it in town.
Well, here's the
I
I,
funny
mean,
thing. I'm connected to what's supposed to be 6G Wi-Fi internet. You hear what it's doing.
yeah,
You
yeah.
right.
know about the delay.
You got a bad delay, and we're getting better at giving you an opportunity to uh, stop and give you a chance to reply. We pretty much. I go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. There she is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you really want to laugh? I have a tendency to go back and watch the podcasts after they're done.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I'm watching my screen freeze. I am so far behind trying to sing along to the song. Inevitably, every time I sit there and think I need to quit doing that, and then I just don't. I just keep
You do it
dancing.
anyway. Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? If people want to think I look like a complete idiot, then so be it. I don't care.
People that get on these podcasts or watch these, they're so used to people that have, intermittent problems with the internet. And,
Hmm.
you just, before I got 6G, I had 2G. And you
Right.
want to talk about something that would freeze while I was trying to live stream, or it was horrible.
Uh-huh.
So, now I'm able to stream pretty good. But
Right.
yeah, who's your service there?
Optimum, which used to be Suddenlink, and the stupid thing is they're the only ones in the area. We even looked into getting satellite internet before, like through HughesNet and all of them.
Yeah.
Well, because we're in the country and where the trees and stuff are, they say we can't do satellite internet here because trees would interfere with it.
Well, now the Starlink, you got to have a clear shot to the northern sky, kind of, not
I
at a
don't.
deep angle. But
I
yeah, so
don't.
you'd have to cut some tree limbs down, mount it up on your house, and cut some trees down, because that's what I'm waiting. I got a neighbor because I use my Starlink out to the other house, out to my garage, because I have a. She never let me finish my story about why I have two houses, which really ain't that big a deal. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to use
right. That's why I interjected in there. You don't know what you're talking about, you know,
yeah.
because
So
she was spouting off that stuff that she had no idea what she was talking about. You know,
yeah, well,
Yeah.
she was almost trying to shame me for owning something.
right?
Or how about her thinking MASH
Like,
was about the Vietnam War?
Yeah.
well, I mean, the whole thing with the cars when she was berating Mr. Briggs, you know, it, he earned those cars,
Exactly.
and what is he supposed to supply a car to everyone who who is less fortunate than him, who is not busted their hump to get their car, or cars. No.
Yeah, that's
Is
what I was
James
saying, man.
supposed to supply a house to anybody who needs a house simply because he worked his butt off, and he had multiple houses and everything, etc. And then the one he shares with his brothers, you know, I mean,
Yeah. Well, I forgot all about that. I guess factually, I own three homes
right.
because I'm actually the executor of my mom's house, even though I made sure that if we was to ever sell it, money would go to all three of us.
Right.
And then we also, I made it to where anybody in the family that needed a place to live, which my older brother lives there now, been living there since my mom passed away. So, so if he stays there, he can have the house, but factually it's mine.
Right.
But I'm not greedy though. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want my brothers to be okay. I don't care about owning the house.
That's like, what was up with her having a problem with me taking care of my mom when she was sick? Now I'm helping uncle, and the fact that anybody I know needs help, I go help them. What was her deal with having a problem with that?
Well, I seen her point of view. It was incorrect, but I know where she was coming from, because a lot of therapists will tell you that before you can help somebody else, you got to be in the position to help yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, don't give somebody your last dollar. Make yourself viable, like with your income level or whatever, so you're able to help somebody else. But
You know,
in your situation, you physically need to stay there and help them. So it's a completely different deal than what she was talking about.
you know, I was being totally honest when I said that I was raised by my grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I lied
Well,
about
well,
everything. So
right. Well, um, I spent quite a number of years taking care of her in her last days, and to me, I owed it to her.
oh yeah,
She
we
raised
took care of our
me,
mom.
and I don't think I turned out too bad. And as far as I'm concerned, she only ever did right by me. And I felt like I owed it to her to return the favor, to
Yep.
take care of her.
Now
So I mean,
I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's why I moved back up here from Florida, is because of my mother. And I got to give it up for my girlfriend. She done so much for my mother while I was away. I couldn't get here right away. And even after I come home, you know, my mom or my girlfriend, she knew all my mom's doctor's appointments. If I was working or whatever, she reminded me I had to, you got to take time off on this day because we got to take your mom to the doctor or whatever. And then
mhm,
between my girlfriend, me, and my two brothers, we took care of our mother to her last day in her home. So
right, right.
but anyway,
I mean,
uh,
I think it's the duty of the younger generation to take care of the older generation. You know,
that's how it used to be.
I mean, well, that's the way I was raised.
Yeah,
And
our grandmother lived with my mom until she was. Now my aunt made a big deal about it, and she wanted her in a nursing home. So the last couple of years that she was alive, she was in a nursing home. But because my mom started getting failing health herself, so and so it was getting a little hard for her to take care of my grandmother. And
right, right,
but we took care of her, and she was happy at the nursing home. She really liked it there. It was a good one. But my aunt paid
right.
for it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Sometimes you can get a pretty good one, and they'll actually take care of the people, and the people actually enjoy it. If they get into a good one. I had a step grandfather, one of my grandmother's husbands, that he was a really cool dude, but he ended up having a series of strokes that made it impossible um, for us to take care of him. We just didn't have the skills and et cetera to take care of him. And he
right.
he was put into a nursing home, and I thoroughly 100% believe, I don't have the proof, but I thoroughly 100% believe that they killed him. You know, just
Yeah, I
things that
mean,
we found, just things that we found when we would visit and things like that.
well, you're
But
always seeing in the news, Tony, in these nursing homes where a nurse feels like she's doing the patient a service by, you know, kind of putting them out of their misery or whatever.
hmm
You know, you see that in the news all the time. Yeah,
yeah,
Danielle, I think you was wanting to say something. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say was we've got a scanner here, and most days that thing doesn't shut up. And most of what it is nursing home run, where they're saying that somebody fell. Well,
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
the sheer volume of it, you gotta wonder, did they really fall,
yeah. Was it
they
something else?
or did they need something? You guys are understaffed and not paying attention. So they decided that they were a full grown adult and could do what they wanted and tried to get out of bed, and
That's
that's what happened.
exactly right. That's exactly right. You just hit the nail on the head right there. They're unsupervised because the nursing homes always are short staffed, and they can't be you know, around somebody 24/7. And even if they hit the little button to get the nurses station's attention, half the time the nurse that's supposed to be there to tell another nurse to go help somebody, they are already helping somebody. So there's nobody at the nurses station. So that's exactly right. That happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
But you know, we're on the fun topic of old people.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. Um,
Hey. According to my niece, I mean, truthfully, honestly, she is actually no blood relation to me, but her father and mother are real close friends of mine, and they consider me, family, and that's my niece. According to my
right.
niece, she says that I am ancient. You
Ancient?
know, yeah, she told her parents that they were old, and I'm older than them. So, I looked at her and I said, "Well, if they're old, what am I?" And she says, "You're ancient." You know,
You know,
I said, "Well, gee, thanks."
I do
That sounds
remember
like my
that.
best friend's kid.
You know, I remember when 30 was old, if like that song
Right?
says.
Right?
And I never thought I was going to get old, guys. I thought I was going to either by my own issues or somebody else do it for me. I thought I was not going to make it past 40, and I
Yeah.
really had
When
no.
when I was
I
young, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say I really never thought about my future after the age of 40. I never really thought
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. When I was young, I lived by the philosophy: live fast, die young, and leave a good looking corpse. And I had absolutely no life plans after 25. I thought
And
I thoroughly 100% believed that I would be dead by 25.
well, if I had
And
Tony, if I had to be young enough to leave a good-looking corpse, I'd had to have that happen like around age 6.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah, I mean, that was me and all my friends. That was the philosophy we lived by. Live fast, die young, and leave a good looking corpse. And so we made no life plans past like 25. We all had our different ages that our life plans stopped at, but mine was
Right.
25. And I when I hit 25, I was like, what do I do now? you I mean, so I had to come up with a plan on the fly. So,
Yep. Now, this we didn't do it Friday because it didn't pop up. You know how we look for these things that in the past, today, and you know 19 whatever. This was 1975. We didn't do it Friday. It was the 51st anniversary of the Battle of Kotang. Did I say that right?
Kotang.
Kotang. I don't know why I say that wrong all the time. I feel stupid, but I do when I can't. You know how me? I'm dyslexic, and I hate to bring it up as my excuse for everything. But damn, it's the only reason why I'm like that is because I hear it in my head, but it don't never come out right. So, anyways, I'm I'm picking the song, Danielle, and I'll tell you why. Because I think it should be, and you should rename the song from Daniela's song to My Gift.
I didn't
And
name it to begin with. Chris did.
I know you did. I'm just saying, it, it's a, it's almost like a love song, and it's very, very nicely done, very well done. It's the only song that has a AI female voice, and so it's not one of the hard rocker ones like the rest of them. But
No,
I
it's
think
a ballad.
Yeah. So in honor of Larry, we didn't do it Friday. Well, we did on our podcast for your album launch,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't do it here, and I think we missed an opportunity. So I'm gonna play this song.
Okay.
I'm working on it. It takes to share because I don't like to share, but here we go.
As I stand and look around, all I see is a peaceful paradise. But there's something hidden underneath the sand. Voices in the tree line whispers without end. 'Cause the silence full of ghosts, it's where you left your youth. Now you're here again, but so am I. And we're still searching for the truth. ask them where they've been, one of them will answer with a grin. With you all along, in your hearts we live forever. It's a timeless, endless bond. There's an island far from home that's around you. After all the tears we've cried, let me as I tell you now, you're my family and you mean the world to me. None of you will walk alone, 'cause we're together on this life's dusted rocky roads, and we're finally going home. Lives were lost on that distant island, but it's also where each other we now walk together, day by day, forever. I still hear those voices in the tree line, not of fear, anger. They are friends and guardians, yours and mine. No more burdens, tears, 'cause as long as we have each other, there is nothing we should fear. As we look into the sky, a new dawn is near. You're my family and you mean the world to me. None of you will walk alone, 'cause we're together now on this life's dark and twisted rocky road, and we're finally going home.
You know, and I hope you can, can you give us some context there, Daniela, about that day? You probably can tell the stories about as well as Larry can, because as much as you guys have been involved. And I hope your mic don't cut out too much, but you know, let people know what happened that day. And it's unusual that it's not as well known as it should be.
Okay. Most people of the end of the Vietnam War as the fall of Saigon. What isn't as well known is the fact that it kicked off again 15 days later over the capture of USS Magua. The intelligence at the time, which, let's be honest, was not intelligence at all, was saying that the Mayaguez and her crew were being held on Koh Tang Island, which is literally this tiny little island off the coast of Cambodia. In reality, the Mayaguez and her crew were never on Koh Tang. I believe it was the Wilson recovered the Mayaguez before Marines ever stepped foot on Koh Tang. Her crew was also recovered off of a fishing vessel headed towards the mainland. Again, all before the Marine Corps ever stepped foot on the island. When they decided to do this mission, the original plan was they were going to use two different types of choppers. Knife helicopters to put the Marines on the island, Jolly Greens to get them back off. They were supposed to get there before dawn. Well, that went sideways right off the rip. By the time they got to the island, the sun was breaking over the trees. You could hear the choppers coming from 10 miles away. In broad daylight, they weren't surprising anybody. The ones that actually got the surprise were the helicopter pilots and 2nd Battalion 9th Marines, Echo Company, and Gulf. To be clear, I'm also going to try to clear up some misinformation and rumors in explaining this. Gulf Company got there first. Part of them went in on East Beach, part of them went in on West Beach. They were told that they were going to be up against a few fishermen and farmers that may have a few assault weapons. Well, when they got there, they found an entire battalion of guerrilla warfare trained Khmer Rouge that had in today's equivalent would be RPGs, surface to air missiles, rocket launchers, you name it, these guys had it. The knife pilots flew into surprise chaos. They had no idea those guys were there. They got them onto the beach with heavy losses of a lot of the knife helicopters. Larry was in knife 23 and he actually got shot down. They took an RPG to the tail. 14 hours those guys were on that island because after Gulf Company landed, they sent Echo in as backup. Now, the thing about this is at that point in time, most of 2nd Battalion 9th Marines for both Echo and Gulf were completely Green Marines. Out of both companies together, I think the final total was like 15 or 16 of them were the only ones that had prior battle experience, Larry being one of them because he participated in the fall of Saigon. All the rest of them were 18 to 22 years old, either just freshly out of training or not even completely out of training yet. They spent 14 hours taking heavy fire. A daisy cutter was dropped by us. The problem was, they didn't tell anybody on the ground that they were dropping it. I have spent hours on the phone talking to the guys that were there that day. When they saw that daisy cutter come out of the plane, they thought it was a supply crate. They didn't know what it was. They thought it was the supply crate that missed its mark and they were going to have to fight their way to it. Up until the point where it did what it was exactly supposed to do and leveled the entire top of a hill and sent stuff flying everywhere. It wasn't just the Khmer Rouge that was ducking the flying debris, it was our guys too. To anybody that doesn't know what a daisy cutter is or was, it is basically what we call a Moab now, mother of all bombs. It was entirely designed to drop on a hilltop, to level it, to create a place for choppers to land. That's what it was for, that's what it was designed to do, and that's exactly what it did. I know this for a fact because I stood on the hill the daisy cutter fell on when I was on Koh Tang Island last year. I spent the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Koh Tang actually on Koh Tang Island itself. Once it started getting dark, they brought the Jolly Greens in to try to get everybody back off the island. And the Khmer Rouge were not dumb. They had, by that point, slowed down firing on the Marines on the island. They would wait until the choppers got close to pick them up, and then they'd start trying to pick off choppers. Listening to the album that James was referring to, we did our level best to try to take you through the entire fight on Koh Tang Island. From them putting the Marines on the island to getting them back out. And we tried to do it as accurately as we possibly could. James made the comment like it was listening to a story, which was kind of our intention. We wanted it to be as accurate as we could possibly get it. There are Easter eggs hidden throughout the songs. Call Sign Knife has one about Larry, where it slows down and talks about Knife 23 going down. And Jolly Green, which is a sister song to Call Sign Knife, there's an Easter egg in it about Jolly Green 44. Bob Blau. He was obviously one of the pilots of the Jolly Green. He wasn't even scheduled to fly that day. His buddy just so happened to be the pilot of Knife 23. As soon as he heard Knife 23 went down, he tells the guy in charge, "Get me the bird, I'm going in." Bob made 3 or 4 flights to the island that day, which is impressive enough given what they knew they were flying into. But Bob was a little different because he didn't head to the Wilson or the Coral Sea, which were the aircraft carriers. He headed to the Holt, which was the destroyer, because it was close. Issue with that is the destroyer was not big enough to land a Jolly Green on. So he's having to spin that chopper around and drop that back door with the blades of the rotor 2 feet from the bridge the entire time. The destroyer is also sitting on the seat, so it is moving up and down with the weight. He's having to keep that chopper level with a moving destroyer to offload these Marines so that he can get back to the island faster to get more of them off. We're also talking about 1975, where they didn't have computerized choppers, the onboard computers, the autopilot. They had none of that. He did this by pure talent and skill alone. Because I don't care how much training you have, you are not going to be able to train somebody to do what he did. For as much kudos as I give knife pilots and crew because they flew into surprise chaos thanks to Saudi intelligence, those Jolly Green pilots knew exactly what they were flying into, and they did it anyway. Those guys had absolute nerves of steel. So the choppers run their runs back and forth between the ships and the island to get everybody off. There was Marines scattered across 3 different ships. Some had made it to Utapau. Some had made it to mainland because of engine issues with choppers from them getting hammered. It wasn't until a roll call was taken in every different place that the Marines were scattered that day before they finally figured out there was a 3-man fire team missing. They had been left on the island. This 3-man fire totally vanished off of this tiny little island full of people without a trace. 51 years later, there's still no information on where they went or where their remains are. There's a bunch of different stories. I've got a 2-foot thick stack of military paperwork from the day they sent the telegram to my grandmother to let her know my uncle was missing, because yes, my uncle is PFC Danny G. Marshall, one of the missing fire team. It
Yeah, and
starts
she ain't
with
kidding.
the telegram.
I was gonna say she ain't kidding. I seen the paperwork. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, you're fine. It's a little ridiculous. I'll grant that. But it starts with the telegram that they sent my grandmother to notify her that her son was missing. Yes, you heard me right. They sent her a telegram. They did not send anybody to the house. It was just a telegram. To what they just sent me to wrap up what they decided they were going to tell me they did in 2025 to try to find him. The thing of it is you get to reading these files and you find repeating patterns. You find the same stories throughout these files over and over and over and over and over again. The names and some of the details are changed, kind of like those crime TV shows that say the names and dates have been changed to protect the innocent.
Protect the
Yeah,
innocent.
it's kind
Yep.
of it's kind of that, but overall, it's the same story over and over and over again. And we're talking 51 years here. You know, I went to Cambodia and the island last year, and we got taken on this. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm going to call it tour for lack of a better word. The
That's kind of like probably what it was.
translator that we had apparently had went and spent a good amount of time with Imsom, who was in charge of the Khmer Rouge on the island that day. He was straight up, he was Khmer Rouge. And he was essentially the commander. What his actual title was, I'm not sure, but it was the equivalent. And
Head Cambodian in
supposedly,
charge.
yeah, well, head Khmer Rouge in charge because there was a difference
Khmer
between
Rouge.
Khmer Rouge and Cambodia. There was a difference.
Yeah, some other time. Yeah, some other time you could probably explain the difference. You don't have to do it today. We'll just continue with the story because
Right.
it's crazy what happened and why they covered it up. But go on.
But he supposedly told the translator what happened to each one of them. And we got paraded around. Supposedly, Hargrove never made it off the island. Apparently they found him. Somebody fired a shot into the sand and it ricocheted and hit him in the leg. Um, as for Gary Hall and my uncle, supposedly they were captured a week later, sent to the mainland where they were kept outside in cages outside of a Buddhist temple that the actual temple that was there then is not there now, but there's a new one in its place. Um Supposedly my uncle was ended, I'll put it that way, because we're on YouTube. Um
Yeah.
he was ended and buried in what amounts to at that time was an open field. Now there's this concrete shell of a building that was never finished that is crumbling over top of where he's supposed to be buried. And Gary Hall was just thrown in the ocean, according to what the translator was supposedly told. Thing of it
Yep.
is, whether it is going by the name of JTFA or DPAA, it's the same agency. They just keep changing the names and the acronyms for it. Um, they've dug on the island where Hargrove was supposed to be buried and they found nothing. They've never looked in the spot where my uncle's supposed to be. And if they did put Gary Hall in the ocean, there's nothing left to find. Salt water will dissolve even bone in a pretty short amount of time. What actually
Well,
happens to any of the three of them? Your guess is as good as mine. However, I also know that you go digging on the internet, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. Like, they disobeyed orders. No, they didn't. They ran out of ammo. Also, no, they didn't. How do I know all of this? Well, again, I have spent literally years on the phone with the guys that were there that day. I know exactly who the last person is we know of to have seen or talked to any of these three alive, and it was my Uncle Danny he talked to.
now,
I'm not
Daniela,
gonna get.
you know, if you Googled it, it must be true.
Yeah.
I just had to
I'm
throw that
not.
in there. I'm sorry. Continue.
Well, I'm not gonna get into the details of that conversation at the moment, but they were exactly where they were put, and before
Yeah.
this Marine left them, he handed them all of the spare ammo that he had. Did they eventually run out of ammo? Probably, because they got left. But did they run out of ammo that day and get overrun? Doesn't seem likely. It sounds like they held on for a week or so.
That's pretty good.
And with the
Yeah,
album,
that's
it's
good.
not even totally about the missing gun team. It's about Vietnam in general, and the fact that Kotang went so wrong. They don't want people knowing about it. They used to use Kotang as a way to teach people what not to do. As far as I'm aware, they've not used helicopters for a beach insertion since this because it went so horribly wrong.
Yeah, they are big targets in the sky. That's for damn sure. Now, I can tell you this: if you want to listen to the album, the YouTube channel is Alpha India /topic. It'll take you right to the channel. Now, I didn't see it, Danielle, but the songs that have the videos attached to them, they're not in that list, right? You have to find them separately.
Those are on Hotel Sierra 1969.
Oh, that's right. It's on that other one. Sorry about that. So, and Tony,
It's on his.
we don't
They're
have
on
time
his
this
personal
morning, but
channel.
the song "Blood in the Mud" has the video attached to it that is actual footage from the day Saigon fell, when Larry and them were
Right.
there helping evacuate people, and then
Right.
actual
Right.
overhead. They had
Actual battle
that
footage. Okay.
Hogan. Yeah, you can actually see it. Well, you can see the helicopters because they light up because of the heat, and you can literally see the
Hmm.
one that's on fire, and you can see the one that Larry and them was in with the tail missing.
Right. Right.
So it's when you know this, and you know what I mean, it makes the song just take a different meaning to you.
Oh,
Very
you
good.
see
And
the
Right.
then the
Daisy Cutter
one,
hit.
yeah, what's that?
I said you can see the Daisy Cutter hit. It's in
Yeah,
there.
yes, yes, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good footage in there. It's kind of like crazy just to see it, and I keep saying they need to make a movie out of it. They really do.
Well,
Seriously, make a
the
movie and do it some justice.
Well, the funniest part about this is Blood in the Mud and Danielle's song are the two songs that kicked off this album. And if you go look at the videos to those, you've got the actual battle footage from Kotang for Blood in the Mud. Most of the video for Danielle's song is pictures that I actually took. And
Yeah.
some of those pictures are from Kotang 2025. You can see East Beach, you can see West Beach.
Yeah.
I was probably standing, taking those pictures, I was probably standing right about where Knife 23 went down. To be completely honest, I've been thinking about it. I think I was standing right where Knife 23 went down.
Yeah, I mean, you've probably seen the video enough of the night vision overhead that you could pretty much determine, like, if the shoreline hasn't changed, the width of the beach.
It really hasn't, believe it or not.
I believe it. So you know exactly how close they was to the tree lines where the helicopters went down. So you probably really do know exactly where you were standing.
I didn't know it at the time because I hadn't seen that footage. I didn't see that footage until I got back. But
well,
yeah,
that makes
I
it
was
even more fascinating. You know what I mean?
I was standing pretty much right where Knife 23 landed.
Yeah, it's a great album. The videos are, they're very emotional. Once you listen to the words, you know the story. I'm like with Larry. I'm gonna make sure that they don't forget about this, about it so much, because my man Larry, he has struggled with it for decades, and now
Yeah.
he's able to talk about it. I like the fact that he gets on these podcasts. He has fun doing it. I like that. I mean, I really do. When he first asked me if he could hook up with me and do the Veterans Affairs on Saturdays, well, yeah, sure. And he's like, well, I ain't never done it before. I said, that's all right. Less than a year ago, I'd never done it before either. So,
Right.
there's you always got that first time. Then after that, he's gotten really good at it. I taught him today how to use AI to generate his thumbnails. So he'll start having these real cute looking thumbnails like mine. I always, like yours. You do the same thing, and it adds to the quality of the experience of the live stream. Danielle, thanks for coming in. Go ahead.
Yeah, not long after he started streaming on Rumble, he started dragging me on podcasts.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why not?
And doing it, we really do. Yeah, and I got invited to the GOP dinner where Jim Jordan is going to be there making a speech. I got invited, so I got in free +1, and Larry's my date.
There you go.
So, right.
So we're going to meet in Jordan June 18th, I think it is. I was surprised when they sent me the email and asked me if I would be, there was an invitation to go, and I was like, and it costs money to get in. This last time we got a discount, and a real good discount, because it was supposed to be $125 a piece at VIP section. We paid $50 a piece, and we got the VIP table. So we were only supposed to get general admission for $50, and because it's really $75, and she cut us a $25 slack because of who he was. Because I told you that they did the program of who was speaking that night, and they had my podcast, my label or header or whatever of my podcast and what my podcast was about at the top of the schedule for the speakers. I thought that was pretty cool. So I think that's why they invited me this time, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping
proof that you're.
They set.
It's proof that your voice is getting out there.
Yeah, at least locally for sure. Although you notice everybody late night, most of them are from way far away, and it's because of the
Right,
time
right.
zone that's going on.
Yeah,
But
I think it's freaking awesome that we can actually talk to people in other parts of the world far away. You know, I mean,
yes,
I think that's really awesome.
it is. It's fun. I enjoy it. I hope everybody enjoys this show. This one's gone on a little long, but I wanted to get the because we did not see it Friday, and I wanted to make sure we made up for it today. And Daniela, you're welcome to come back on and hang out with us. Like normally, though, we're usually real stupid about this time of the morning with it. We usually it's an hour, hour and a half. So we went 2 hours this morning, and that's pretty cool. And man, you realize how long I've been streaming, Tony?
Yeah,
Good Lord, since seven
absolutely.
o'clock
Yeah.
yesterday.
Mhm.
I took an hour gap, hour and a half actually gap between one stream to the next, and we had less than an hour gap from the last stream to this one.
Right.
Yeah, I am a podcasting machine.
Hey,
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
haven't.
some of your podcasts have gone on a lot longer than that.
16 hours. Well,
I
15 hours and
Uh-huh.
55 minutes. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, you may as
I
well
have
say 16. Come on. I
I
mean,
have I haven't been to sleep since I woke up yesterday, so
right.
That's me. Yeah, yeah. That happens a lot. I get insomnia and I just go live, and like I said, the longest one was 15 hours and 55 minutes, and then I averaged 6 hours, and this one here last night went almost 8 hours. So and then we got
Yep.
the 2 hours here, and then to have the 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours on the 7 o'clock podcast. So been
Right.
in this chair long. I feel okay. I like doing it. I enjoy it. I like talking to people.
Right.
I've
Right.
been
Right.
told I have diarrhea of the mouth. I just like
Right.
hearing myself talk.
Absolutely.
I have I have the best conversations in the mirror.
That's
Just saying.
of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice.
Exactly. And you tell people all the time when you do this, you got your computer screen in front of you. You're looking at yourself talking. So you
Yep.
are like talking to yourself in the mirror. So I had to convince myself to tell the guy in the mirror that I'm smart and here's what we're going to talk about tonight, and make it make sense. And of course, the guy in the mirror never steers me wrong. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Just saying. Yeah, Danielle, I'm full of shit on all this, right?
no, I know.
Oh, see,
Didn't
no,
disagree with you.
yeah, didn't disagree. No, yeah. Okay, all right. So, anyways, we'll wrap this up. Once again, you can come on anytime, Danielle. That's great. Um, you can join in on the jokes, and you can help us read. Sometimes I can't. Now, Tony's good with all the words. Sometimes I can't pronounce it correctly. But we do this Monday through Friday. So at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're up, come on in. I think I emailed you. You understand what I'm saying?
I've got it.
That's a restream
Yeah,
link. Yeah, that's a
that's a
restream
that's a
link. It's the same
permalink.
link every time. Yeah.
Okay.
So you never have to have it. It ain't like Rumble where you have to send a new one every single time.
You can
So
get static links on Rumble, but you know
You want me to tell
it's
you
a
a story
hassle.
on? You want me to tell you a story on Larry?
yeah. Give me some skinny on Larry. If it's good dirt, I'll like use it against him. Hey Larry, you know what I found out about you, buddy?
It was funny when he first started streaming on Rumble. it took forever to get it through his head that he had to email me the link instead of sending it to my Facebook Messenger, because if you do that, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it don't. That's right.
But
Yeah,
do you know how many
you know,
podcasts?
he
Well, now he can text it to
I
you
know.
if you have the ability to link up that way. I've got the same text app on my phone that I have on my computer, so my texts go both places. So
Do you realize how many?
Yeah, 90.
Do you realize how many podcasts
Good.
it took me to convince him that he has to remember to email the link instead of send it to my Facebook Messenger?
right.
Probably
That's
4 or 5.
Try 8 or 10.
Oh, okay. I usually email everybody that, and it's an optional deal. When I email everybody the link that I'm going live with something, like if it's a Haitian invasion, like some, I don't include Tony in that because he probably don't care about that. That's a Springfield thing. But always, 90% of the time, unless I know he's doing something else, I'll just add him in to my email thread of everybody that I just generally send an invitation every time I go live that way. And then if you want to come in, you come in. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I've weighed in a number of times on your Haitian invasion. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. It's just
I don't
I
live
just
there,
don't.
so I'm not. It's it's not affecting me directly, but I can give an objective view of it. You know,
You can,
from
yeah,
outside
absolutely.
looking in.
Yeah, and right now, since we're waiting on the Supreme Court to do their thing, we're talking about other things like the data centers and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right.
because we're up in limbo, we're in limbo with the waiting on the Supreme Court to do what they do.
Uh huh.
But saying that, guys, it's been fun. Y'all have a good morning. Everybody out there that's come in and hung out with us, thank you. You could have been doing anything else, but you decided to come in here and listen to us do what we do. So, Tony, Daniela, appreciate it. We had a good time, Tony. I will talk to you later. Daniela, I will talk to you whenever you want to talk to me. You can just reach out to me. Well, I mean, I don't know when you have to reach out to me because I don't know what you're doing. So because I don't know you well enough to know your schedule yet to send you something if I think you're up and when we'll read it. Uh,
Well, half the time I don't know my schedule, so how do you like that?
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. So if you feel like you want to come on and like I said, you and Chris need to put together, uh, some songs from the other albums because there's more than one album on that website or
Oh, you want
channel.
them from
Sorry.
hit?
Uh, no, you too. I said I don't know if
No,
you've
no,
got
no,
it that's
no.
not in his.
I meant you're wanting songs from his channel.
Well, I didn't know you had ups. I thought they were all on his channel.
Our songs, yes, but I thought you wanted just a playlist in general.
No, I want your songs, the songs that you like. That now, when I say that, is if it's a song that you like, I probably can't play it. Copyright strike.
Oh, you would.
Yeah, so no, I'm talking about songs that I can physically play without getting booted off YouTube.
All right, though that makes it easier. All right, well, I've got to go. I've
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
run
yeah.
out the door.
All righty. Yeah, we're out of here too. Thanks everybody. If you're
Y'all
still
Bye,
have a
hanging
guys.
great
out here and
one.
you got to go to see you, you probably need to go to work. Need to go to work and make some money, or if you don't have to, enjoy your day. Till
Right.
next time, we're out of here.